A man and his wife, who are huge Trump supporters by their own admission, are 2 steps away from being homeless right now. And they are close to homelessness as a direct result of the policies of the man that they voted for. This man is a disabled veteran. His wife is a nurse who works with disabled veterans. She just got a job with the federal government, and she was going to be allowed to work with them, disabled veterans, in Waco, Texas. So they pack up their entire life, their family, their kids, they move everything to Waco, Texas. According to him, her job was set to start 2 weeks after they moved there. So they got there, got a home, got everything moved, got settled, got squared away, started getting used to their area. And then Donald Trump got inaugurated on Monday. By Tuesday, she was informed by the job that she got that she had not been able to start yet, that she uprooted her entire family and life in order to go start, that she does not have the job anymore. The job is not on hold. Her start date is not delayed. She was just told that the offer was fully rescinded. You see, the reason why her job was rescinded is because she was more than likely hired through a DEI initiative. And that is something that a lot of you Trump voters did not realize was going to affect you more than it affected minorities. See, you were so caught up in the buzzwords. You were so caught up in being, I'm not going to say butthurt, but very willing to find any way to dismantle the progress that was made by people, especially in the recent years, considering the outrage of George Floyd and how it inspired so much need to make life safer and more equitable for people of color in this country. It's very clear by now that anybody who voted for Trump was voting in order to dismantle all those things, because you did not agree with the fact that Black people wanted to be considered equal. And you believe that DEI was only going to impact us. You were perfectly okay with watching us suffer. You didn't think it was going to get to you. You also thought we weren't being hired because of merit. We were just being hired based off the color of our skin. And that is why an initiative like DEI or any resources like that should be done away with, because they're making it unfair for white Americans. That is what Donald Trump sold all of you on. But let's talk about the reality of DEI. Let's talk about what's going on in this country. So even with all the marching, the petitioning, the protesting that we did in order to make DEI a thing, in order for it to be seen as a proper initiative and resource for marginalized communities, did you know Black people still have not reaped the rewards of that program, even now in the 21st century? You can go look at the statistics. There was not a major uptick in hiring from African American communities or even Latino communities through DEI initiatives. Do you know the group that actually benefited the most? White women. Yes, white women. White women who 51% of voted for Donald Trump in this last election. See, as usual, you thought we were BSing when we told you that his policies were going to hit you harder than they were going to hit us. You were so blinded by your desire to see us struggling that you didn't take our word for it at all. As a matter of fact, most people in this country don't take our word for it, because all they think is that Black people are looking for reasons to complain. That, again, is the story that Republicans, conservatives, Donald Trump, everybody on that side of the aisle tries to sell you. And then you elect these people. And then they start initiating these policies that they tell you directly they're going to do, but you are so convinced it's never going to affect you. This message goes to Latinos for Trump. Y'all need to be listening to this too, all right? Because you voted the exact same way these white women voted. Well, now guess what? The anti-DEI, the federal freezes, the hiring freezes, guess whose door they're knocking on? They're knocking on yours. And the craziest part is, even with this happening, even with these people that I just told you about suffering directly from Donald Trump, They have the nerve to say, we know this was an unintended consequence. You see, what's crazy to me, what I can't seem to figure out, is that when Donald Trump does something that directly impacts you based off of his decision, something that you know full well is going to make your life more difficult, you still can't hold him accountable. You guys will say things like, well, the people around him were a little more overzealous. This was not him. It was him. You think he was this champion who was sent here by God to defend you and attack us. But the reality is, he is a crook, and he is looking for any and every reason to rob the very people who voted for him. And time again, y'all just let him do it. You will buy his Bibles. You will buy his sneakers. You will buy his bullshit cryptocurrency and never see a dime from this man. I don't feel bad for you. If you voted for him and these policies are hitting you hard, I don't feel bad for you. Nobody's going to cry for you, all right? My people, a lot of people are struggling under this administration. A lot of people are being attacked directly by this administration, and we have a lot to sort out. So, any of the problems coming from the MAGA side, keep them to yourself or talk amongst each other. Because the whole world told you exactly what this man was going to do. And y'all just don't believe it. Even while it's happening, you refuse to believe it. So nobody is going to have your back.